Reena?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
Reena?
it's Reena, yeah.
Uh, self-described, heroine, Web3, chick, correct?
Um, yeah, but that's a clickbait of created. That's just total meme. Yeah, but anyways, Arena means joy in Hebrew. Yeah, that's just
And
it.
it's your real name. I mean, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
just
I mean, it's not my full name, but I always go by Rena. Yeah, it's just my
yeah.
crypto name, I guess.
I I do want to learn a little bit more about you. So just to establish, you work at Citadel One,
Yeah.
and how long
So
you've been? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've joined these guys like pretty much a long way ago. So I personally bought my first Bitcoin when I was 16, and I didn't know shit about that. But later, I joined the team of guys who taught me like all the research stuff and crypto analysis. So at first, I worked with the with an investment fund, and then we turned into we got separated, and we turned into a startup. So we were just since the very beginning, we tried to to cover all the crypto needs and requirements. And so we started our first node back into 2018. It was our Tezos
Mm-hmm.
node. And then in 2020, we got exposed to Cosmos. And since then, I've started to, to get very much involved
Mm-hmm.
in the Cosmos ecosystem. And so I've been in crypto for pretty much 4 years now. I guess October is my anniversary in crypto. And yeah, so it's been a lot of time already. Yeah.
You are like I know the age doesn't matter, but you are much younger than me. I would say. Um, you are just barely adult right now,
I
and
am an adult, in fact.
you are adult, but like not having very long experience with. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm being stupid, but the point is how you at such young age getting engaged in crypto and getting that important positions because you are business development direct.
I'm actually a board member, so we like core teams
Yeah.
because I've been with Citadel since the very inception, so it just like makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so I got exposed to crypto like by a very wild chance actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just I got acquainted with those guys and they got me onboarded, taught me everything about crypto, and then I just like gradually started to make some own decisions, make some own investments and learning a lot about how the things work in crypto. And actually, I do think crypto shaped my way of the point of view,
Mm-hmm.
the thing I like how I look into some markets right now. They're all like shaped by crypto. So I am actually, I'm a very crypto factor person, I guess. It shaped my life as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, almost pretty much, ruined who I was, and now I'm just a crypto guy
So
rather
would
than.
you say like your own curiosity led you to these guys, or you were just in the right place at the right time?
I mean, I like the economics in general, but the crypto economics is a whole different thing, and it got me, very involved back in today. So
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the chance, like along with the curiosity.
Yeah. Well, Crypto Warriors said you are lucky. I don't think so because I guess everyone shapes their own future, and it's just easy to say. And
Maybe I was
you,
lucky. I am lucky to be with Citadel. I adore those guys. I cannot like imagine my life without them.
yeah, I guess I would say like I'm lucky, right? Because like I started the city channel and now I'm able to speak to many people who build the ecosystem, including like co-founders of Juno developers. So like yeah, maybe you always require a little bit of luck. So you fully engage with Citadel DAO.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. So I try to do
Hmm.
some side activities in terms of Cosmos, but it just like out of enthusiasm, nothing like no affiliation with any other activities. So I'm trying to to contribute to the ecosystem as much as like it's possible, if I have some free time and some women empowerment activities within Cosmos specifically. There is a very cool initiative by some of the developers from the Tendermint formerly,
Mm-hmm.
and also the validators commons. So I'm trying to share my own expertise if I have some,
Mm-hmm.
and make the best for all. So it's the kind of thing
Um,
I try to do.
the, I'm like just personally, like I know Tezos. It was one of the first proof of stake coins I think I bought. It's like it's like very unnoticed. Is Citadel still bullish on that? Because like many people don't realize like Tezos might not be like having that like a lot of exposure now, but they have a
Yeah.
lot of money because they raised money in Bitcoin back during ICO. So they have like 1 billion, I think, in reserves, a lot to develop, like a lot for development, right? Like people don't realize that.
Yeah, so basically Tezos for now. I've just like basically in Paris, I attended this Tez Dev meeting, and I also met a, acquaintance of mine from back in the days. So he's
Mm-hmm.
very bullish on Tezos. And what they're focused on right now is basically NFT things, and as well as like some DeFi. And he believes they're gonna like explode the coming years. But I'm about to to keep up with the news happen, because I was basically so focused on Cosmos that I didn't
Yeah,
really take me chances to go into any other ecosystem except for Ethereum, or so Citadel is not focused on Tezos right now, but we
mhm,
still do validate them, and we still keep an eye on some kind of ecosystem things happening within
mhm,
Tezos. But I mean, Cosmos has been taking a lot of time lately, so
mhm.
doing our
Yep,
best.
it's pretty much the same. Like I don't know much about Tezos now, like because it seems like nothing happens with them, right? Like when you, it's hard to. But once I got to some NFT pages of them, right? The like the design side of it, which I know nothing more than this, it looks amazing. But I don't know if anyone
No.
participates in this. I don't know how fast they are. I don't think they're like as scalable and fast as any of the Cosmos chains. Um.
But
So
see, like it's not really like correct to even compare those, because Tezos is not like even competing with Cosmos. It's
yeah.
mainly competing with, I don't know, Ethereum, probably like Polkadot, whatever, but not Cosmos. So it's a whole different thing. And what I figured, they don't really care for bridges stuff, because they have those atomic swaps,
Mm-hmm.
basically, instead of bridges. So this kind of implementation seems like more legit for them. And me coming like from IBC perspective, I'm just like, guys, this is, I mean, you can intercommunicate within various
Mm-hmm.
chains, homogeneously. And they're just like, oh yeah, we have atomic swaps. That's basically what we need. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe at certain point we'll get more involved with Tezos. We'll also talk to some guys from Tezos Israel back in today's, but yeah, in any case, yeah, not very focused right now.
Yeah. So, uh, why Citadel switched more to Cosmos, or I think why you switched your own personal interest to the Cosmos.
I'm being pretty much along with Cyril, I guess, on this one, but we do believe in this ecosystem as soon as it's also very
Mm-hmm.
young, and a lot of potential for developers, also use cases, because we've been focused on use cases. So, and yeah, I mean, we don't. I think currently there is no an ecosystem that has like that much potential. But see, like we're still cross chain,
Mm-hmm.
so we're not looking to limiting and like anything. So we'll be also providing some cross chain opportunity, like through integrating bridges. And one of the very guilty idea we have in mind is to launch this kind of super swap that should be like seamless for the users of Settle One, just like a couple of click solution
Mm-hmm.
connecting swaps and like bridge and swap interfaces. So that's very easy to go like from Ethereum, like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
on Tron or whatever to to buy NFT on Stargaze. So
We'll get to bridges, and you have to tell me how is your bridge secure. But from the
no,
beginning,
we're
right?
not building
Okay,
bridges. No, no. See,
okay,
see,
you're
so
not building.
important thing is that we don't build things. We integrate things and make it as
Right,
as comprehensive for the user as possible. So
right. So first thing that Citadel was doing, I believe, was offering the staking service, right?
yeah.
So you were running nodes, and how many nodes is it now?
It's more than 50, and we're also validating some of the test nets. So some
Mm-hmm.
notable ones: Archive, Celestia, Archway is not launched on the mainnet yet as well. But yeah, say so we just we're trying to get into some ecosystem projects that are yet to launch because it's also very important to be like we had an experience being Janazas validated for multiple projects, and yeah, I do believe it's like 52. I guess I'm a bit stuck with that. I lost count for some time, and even though that we're updating the landing page, I'm just like it's countless. I can easily lose something on this. But yeah, so we've
And
been validating a lot.
you are one of the largest validator in the space, I think, and
I
not only in Cosmos, for sure, one of the largest in Cosmos. I mean, not necessarily Cosmos Hub. I think you're like top 20 on Cosmos Hub. You top
yeah.
10 on Juno, so you have pretty good exposure. But also in the space, because you do validate Solana.
Yeah.
Do you validate maybe Dot, like Polkadot, or not?
Not this one because it's like, oh my god, it's extremely expensive. I mean, even
Right.
the downside of the market, it's barely possible. So the a lot of people coming like to Polkadot and who run like multiple
Mm-hmm.
nodes are basically just the custodial money as well as
Mm-hmm.
some good investment funds. See, like P2P is having 16 nodes or something, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking this back in today's
Wow.
something like that because it's actually allowed. So I'm not entirely sure, but it's a load of money. So we got to skip on this, even though we integrated Polkadot in partnership with Web3 Foundation. So we basically Web3 Foundation grantees. Yeah.
What people don't get that because people say, hey, you can have more nodes on the Polkadot without realizing that the multiple nodes are just run by like single entities, because that's how it ends up, because the network allows for that. um what new networks are you planning to validate soon?
So see, like the only just when the new networks are emerging within Cosmos, we're checking if they're like legit. We do some like due diligence, like look
Mm-hmm.
into what they have, like white paper, like anything that's emerging on their website if they have a website, and then we just got in touch with people from the team, talk a bit, talk more about Settle One, and then we eventually got into this. But yeah, we tried to validate like all the legend projects existing within
Mm-hmm.
Cosmos. So the coming networks, I guess, upon the main net that is coming like shortly, we'll be having Stuffy Hub. I guess Stuffy Hub will be launched in a couple of days, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We are one of 8 Genesis validated, if I'm not mistaken. Then we'll be also joining Quicksilver for sure, Stride. The liquid staking protocols. I'm
Mm-hmm.
all about liquid
Yeah.
staking protocols. But yes, I guess that's something I'm thinking of. Also, like Archway, I'm pretty sure that will be joining the
Mm-hmm.
main. But yeah, that
Are you
yeah.
are you expanding for non-Cosmos chains as well
Yeah,
as of now, or?
yeah. Also, we applied for Soul in mainnet, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna be Ethereum validator, or like Ethereum 2.0? I guess it will be expensive, like, but I
I get
guess
that a
Citadel
lot. Yeah.
is big.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't have like any answer right now, but maybe like most likely. So we
Hmm.
try to get exposed to many networks as possible.
Hmm. I was checking a little bit. Let's stick to the validator thing, because there is many networks that like they validate a lot of chains, But when you look at the chains that are inactive or something like this, so I looked through, I looked you up. I went to Minscan, and it's not good. I'm
What's
joking.
that?
I'm
We
joking.
have perfect governance track. We have
No,
perfect.
and the thing is, you are really participating. Like you are everywhere.
Mhm.
Like so, how you are able to manage so many networks and still participate? Is this split among few teams that manage the different networks, or it's the one person overlooking governance?
I have a very good answer to that actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, what I need to understand is actually we're a pretty big team, but we have like pretty, like relatively small DevOps department though
Mm-hmm.
that hopes to manage everything because we have a very good monitoring system like Zabbix, Grafana, Telegram notification system to, to keep track
Mm-hmm.
of every single metric. Actually, recently I've shared the thread on how we just basically dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to keep up with governance and all the necessary updates. We have this Citatel One governance bot for for all the proposals happening within the ecosystem, so that we are not missing anything. It's also like public; you can check it out, and also you'll be receiving updates on how we voted, what kind of proposal is pitched with all the links and everything. Also, we have a governance constitution of ours. So basically, it's a set of rules that we take into account while making some decisions.
Mm-hmm.
If the proposal is not entirely clear, we normally, positioning our questions to the team that pushed the proposal, and then we, just if it's a regular, just software update, something
Mm-hmm.
we need to, get from the technical perspective, it's all good. But if it's something, requesting the unreasonable amount of community funding, glad things happened in osmosis, for example. So we're normally trying to position the vote accordingly, and we have a specific set of points we're considering, well, public announcement of how we voted. So
Mm-hmm.
on a side note, yeah, so we're trying to stay like very pretty much aware of everything happening within the community. So we have our community managers, media team trying to keep up with all happening within the Twitter and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
we do care for governance, and we do care for for everything, every update, especially those happened after the Luna thing. Everybody started to to trying to fix the things on
Mm-hmm.
osmosis, for example, and we've been always present, and we try to to keep the things very transparent.
And who's making the decision to vote? Is
Um,
there?
See, so we have this governance constitution that states the things we are actually, considering. And we're like, if it's something very conflicting, if we have some, inconsistent thoughts about this proposal, we have a board meeting, then we decide. But normally we take into account the points, and then we just cast the vote
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. Because normally it's either, the intransparency, and it's the lack of standards within the pushing the proposal actually. So no specific things we expect to share. If you request like unreasonable amount of funding, you have to provide a very detailed split of funds,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like this split of like use of proceeds and the roles that are going to be
Mm-hmm.
involved. So yeah, and there should be some standards, because it's at least it's it should be very beneficial for the community if you request funding. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have some conflicts with some other people who are doing this, especially some people are ignoring us now. But we try to keep the the standards.
Mm-hmm. I I'm trying to see if you vote on the Juno
We do. Oh yeah.
26th. No, I think you missed this one. But like because there was actually requesting the funds, it's like oh no, you are there. You abstained. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, see, like
Yeah.
for some
It was
proposals,
actually
for some
it
proposals where like we vote abstain, it's to reach the quorum, but it means that we have like we don't want to be very like political about that, because a lot of proposals these days of like political in a sense, and we're
Hmm.
trying, to keep the neutrality as soon as we're a pretty big validator, and we
Hmm.
encourage to see like in secret network we are top one. And for some proposals, I mean, if we vote, it's a significant share of the vote split. So
Yeah,
we're
but
trying to keep it. Yeah.
like seriously, like checking your votes, they're like good decisions. Like I don't want to say, because of course it's not that my truth is truer than someone else's truth. Um, but you abstained of the proposal that had some questions to it, didn't have spreadsheets, so it's like, yeah, like I mean, it's maybe not the best to endorse um endorse that. I would assume the Citadel wants to grow really huge, which is understandable. By the way, guys, like this video for Rena. She would really appreciate that. So
Absolutely.
you want so you want to I assume, if I'm wrong, like I believe Citadel will manage hundreds of chains, like validate. Maybe it will be 500. Will there be the designated teams to manage the certain chains? Because as you can do the meeting and discuss the props right now, when there is 500 chains, you're not gonna like, it will be just too much. You probably will have rules how you vote, and
But
thoughts
see,
on
like
that?
still this, having those standards help us a lot. So in that manner, we can basically delegate that functionality to a certain team when we're like 500 chains, even though we're pretty much like, far away from that for now.
Hmm.
Because, I guess the quality of the projects launching, will not like be in the right proportion with the amount of new channels launching. Like it will be a
Hmm.
lot of projects but only few legit ones,
Hmm.
so it still will have time to scale, I guess, until we reach
Hmm.
the number of 500. It will take some time for sure. So but
Okay.
by this time, of course, if we're managing a lot of, and if it becomes a a very unclear process from our perspective, that board cannot leave the office until it discussed like 100 proposals.
Hmm.
So I do think we'll be able to manage that, even though, as I've mentioned, by all means, if we have those standards within the ecosystem, as well as the standards on how validators cast their votes on various proposals, it will be way easier to make it like as clear and like as
Hmm.
easy and as fast as possible.
Hmm. By the way, Patrick is commenting that he unstaked from you on Nomic and delegated to me. I hope you're not angry with that. I'm far below. I need that more,
Okay,
So,
I totally got
but
it. No, I
um,
always take some money with you, because I'd
oh,
rather use.
amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. I
that's
do really struggle on the bottom. Um, but if I drop, I drop. I will find some other ways. I mean,
no,
like
not for
I
sure.
can't have effect. I can't please anyone. I could actually announce some snapshot or something like this that would help me, but I don't think it's the great business strategy if I plan to keep the face for many years ahead.
Sure. No,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Um. Voting is like really political, right? Did
Absolutely.
you guys set, like, you set up yourself, you said the set of rules have you vote within, because crypto
I
doesn't
can
have any
share. Like
constitution,
I can
doesn't have
share it.
law. Hmm.
So we have a document basically. It's see we redesigned that and it's gonna be public like coming days. So I'll be able to share that.
Hmm. Hmm. um so the staking, but you started to do much more than just staking, right?
Oh yes, yes,
Tell
definitely.
me, because I can be on your page. um
Please disregard
w-
our own landing page. It's so obsolete,
okay.
and we are working on a new one. And I keep saying that it's been like 4 months since we rebranded actually, and we just hope to finish this. I hope we hope to finish this before Cosmverse, because it will be a total
Mhm.
shame if it's still the way it is. So yeah, please
Well,
disregard that
I
one.
mean, it's pretty. By the way, are you disappointed with any chain you validate? Like
Tricky
you were
one.
like having high hopes, but you are like, no. we're gonna take down our node?
See, like I'm not looking to speak from the company, but I just
Uh,
I was a little bit disappointed with the launch of Evemas. I got so like pump
hmm.
hopes because I've been following since the very aforementioned. I was in this like working group. I was just following them, and then I was just a bit like just a bit, but nothing that much.
Why? Why with Evmos? Everyone is saying Evmos great.
No, it is great, but I was just like with the whole launch and yeah, and I know
Right.
a lot of projects are gonna launch on Atmos like this coming
Hmm.
period, but we need to see like more and more, and yeah, we just need to have the major UX improvement to a certain extent. Yeah, and I mean we're keen to work on that. So
Hmm. I can tell you, I'm slightly disappointed in Evmos. Like everything is okay. I was disappointed with the transactions, but like I want to go personal here. I went to one validator group because Evmos is basically bringing EVM to Cosmos, right? And my problem with Cosmos is these people don't use any EVM compatible apps. If you ask them something, you will not get the answer. Like, so it could be really huge Cosmos validator. You ask them something about Evmos and they're like, no idea. So I wanted to check out if I can connect Evmos to Aave,
mhm.
and on the website you can choose the network you want to connect, right? And on Evmos page it says it is Aave, is part of the ecosystem. So I go to Aave and there is no Evmos. So I'm going to big validator group, like 40 validators there from Evmos, and I'm asking like, hey guys, I couldn't connect the Evmos to Aave. Do you know what's my problem? No response, nothing. So this is really annoying that despite Evmos having great validators, actually, like, what's the point? Like, because you bridge into, like, you should know EVM apps.
It's also see it's also the UX problem, and especially see like
Hmm.
for tech savvy guys it's okay, but when it comes to a casual user it's just like nonsense to a certain extent. Because see like
Hmm.
my mom would never be able to do so, so that's something also lacking within the Cosmos ecosystem, I guess,
Hmm.
in general probably, but still young, very young, so we have it, we'll be we'll be able to
Hmm.
cover this one.
Yeah, but like the problem is you would expect people who are actually validators to actually know the ecosystem a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, which is the,
Yeah.
but uh, so the one thing the Citadel does,
Mhm.
um, validating. It validates the network. What's the second thing that Citadel one does?
So we're trying to build this multi-layered product. So it's basically starting to empower the crypto use cases from staking to anything else. So let me just show it to you. I guess it will be easier.
Hmm. Let's share the screen. Um,
Can you see my screen, right?
I see your screen, and I believe everyone else see your screen. By the way, someone was asking. I don't know if it's relevant. Why your token created in BNB chain? Is it your Citadel token you have, or someone
Yeah.
just mixing up?
We do have settle one token. It's basically, a continuous airdrop for those who support our platform, support
Hmm.
our validators. That's something, people start to do right now. Yeah, so it was a business decision mainly because the contracts were written in Ethereum, and it's just nonsense to have, a airdrop
Hmm.
token. It's not in a sense, it's not an airdrop token, but in a sense, people need to claim it from time to time, and it doesn't make sense to
Hmm.
me like to launch it on Ethereum. So we transition as fast as possible to BSC, and we do have plans to launch on like Cosmos, but still in negotiations because see the markets have been down, and we need to make the moves accordingly. So that's something we've been
But
thinking about for sure, but the business
mhm,
decision was to launch on BNB. It's a huge bottleneck for everything, especially for our inter-platform use cases. That's possible. I'll tell you about that. So yeah,
mhm,
basically we started off as just a stake and service, and we understood that it's like the experience with different interfaces cross chain is enormously bad. So basically, back in the days, we integrated TASs like IOST, like Icon, every network we validated into a simple and non-custodial cross-chain multifunctional UX to track the portfolio and everything. And then when we got exposed to Cosmos later on, we decided that we need to to transform it into something like ecosystem platform to basically empower various kinds of crypto use cases so people can have it right away. So for example, like you can stake with Citatel one just on like on the same platform, not even leaving it. See, it's Kepler, so you can basically integrate like import any kind of wallet. You can connect your MetaMask, or Kepler, or Ledger, or any existing address, create address, or whatever, and then you can manage everything. And so when you're
Can,
like,
can I stop you for a moment?
yeah,
Just like
sure.
because I have questions, like as the if some people are is angry that I'm stopping you, is okay. So if I use Kepler,
Yeah.
I can connect to application Citadel
Yeah.
because let's say I'm annoyed switching between the networks.
Hmm.
So I can connect to Citadel and I
Yeah.
can have everything quickly so I can quickly vote and check all my different networks. Is it correct?
You sure do. So yeah, basically,
So
mhm.
so it's not that it's your own wallet. You can integrate other wallets with your yeah.
I mean, no, it's a bit different. So we have our
Mm-hmm.
own platform, and we're just like wallet agnostic, so you can use
Mm-hmm.
any kind of wallet you prefer to. You can also just just import the seed phrase directly to get the address, or you can connect your Kepler, MetaMask, your Ledger, Trezor device, and get the access to the functionality we provide.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you can just stake, send. We also have like IBC send functionality, so you can just easily switch between networks. You don't even need to worry about like channel registry or whatever. It will be automatically set for you. So see, I have some cash, and it will be we can easily send money across your wallet. And also, what we have is like advanced transaction tracking. We mark transactions for you to to get the benefit of your portfolio, and it will be very easy for you to export
Mm-hmm.
transaction for some tax purposes. And also, we show all the IBC assets, and for secret networking, SNP20 assets. Also, we have this functionality, and for Juno, we'll be having CV20s, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just, the wallet level. That's nothing. I mean, it's not very impressive, right? Because we have Kepler, we have Cosmos Station. Why that? So what we are trying to focus on is creating a kind of ecosystem of applications that possibly help to empower various kinds of use cases, starting from osmosis. So basically, just the normal swap functionality, liquid pools, everything superfluid staking, all within one interface. And you can also, if you have various addresses, say you have Kepler or Ledger, you can easily switch between them, and it won't be any problem. I don't know what's going on there.
I
Uh,
want to say that's really amazing because I still use Kepler to do IBC transactions. It's annoying because I have to do the channels and um I can tell you, like I was explaining my friends that are a lot in the Ethereum network, and I was telling them how amazing is that you can exchange assets between
mhm.
different networks, and they were like, "Wow, that's really cool." But once I explained them how to do that, they're like, "That's not so cool." Because you have to put the channel that you have to, and they don't want that. They just want simple transaction. So you solve that.
Yeah, we do. And actually, I'm very sorry. I guess it's maybe my internet connection that gets lost.
It's
Um,
fine. It happens all the time. This is the live chat.
yeah.
I'm in
Well,
my
when
home.
you need to figure out and show people what
Mm-hmm.
you're like working on, it's always like that. So something
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work, and yeah.
It's really cool. I
Um,
will be I will be using your app. Um.
you should check it out. So see, I can try to to show you the liquid pools. Maybe that will be
Mhm.
loading.
But
Um,
can I ask you, because it requires email, right? If I go to the application, why cannot I cannot log in with my wallet?
See, this is what we're working on. So we'll be providing web-free login like
Mm-hmm.
this coming month, I guess. So we've been working on this for sure because that will be like, an easier way to get on board it. Anyways, I'm not sure what's going on here, but let me show you safe chain maybe. So what will be solved in this way, like why just you providing
Mm-hmm.
email. It's actually, you can provide an anonymous email. We even prepared the guide on how to set up, this anonymous mail service, or you can use just, some trash
Mm-hmm.
email. You don't need to use your personal one. Of course, it's nothing of a personal data actually. So, but why we started to gather that information initially is to, for you to easily switch between web wallet, like mobile wallet, because it's always a huge pain to add addresses one by one again and again if you switch between various platforms. And it just like it makes it way easier to keep the account and everything. On a side note, as soon as we are launching this kind of ecosystem of application, you're pretty much aware of that. Web3 notification system is non-existent in the way we need it to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a huge lack of communication between the developer and the user. And thus, like by email, see like your validator went down, you received the,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
your validator was slashed, you receive a, quick note, hey, bro, you need to delegate as soon as possible or you will be losing your money. And also see if these some specific applications like liquidation is approaching, or
Mm-hmm.
this contract was like drained, nomad was hacked or whatever. You'll be able to receive direct notification to see if you're like affected. And on a
So
side
for
note,
that you need, sorry, for that you need email, right? You said like
yes, you
email
just
would
like
be
to keep the
useful.
connection, right? Because in
Yeah.
mobile version, you have this, just push notification if you enable those. It's
Mm-hmm.
easier, but when it's
Mm-hmm.
like web based, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
And
That
so
that's very valid point. Sorry to stop
yeah.
you. We can give some time to the website. Like the reason why I like wallet connection, it's not that I hate on web 2 because I'm so public, there is nothing for me, right? Like I don't care about sharing my email. I have so many accounts, everything else, and so many subscriptions that now I can't even cancel my credit card bills because I don't know where. The reason for that is I think all of us struggle with that. The reason for that is it's quite convenient to connect the wallet and be logged in without creating the password, right? So just
Yeah.
convenience. The one thing that Web3 does okay is the connection of the wallet. It's faster. So, but with the notifications, would it be possible that maybe you and your team would use some other application for notification? So, for my validator, I have the bot on the Telegram. Is it possible to integrate it with the application, some application to receive notifications, or even have
Uh,
your native application?
it sure is possible, but we
Hmm.
just like we're looking for, because see the when it's just a validator, and if it's our validator, it's pretty easy, right? And we also have the
Hmm.
public channels, and if something's wrong, we'll always share
Hmm.
about that. But when it comes to like heterogeneous applications on chain that you have within your platform, so
Hmm.
say something's wrong with application X, and it's not necessarily integrated with the, because for that you will have to share like the private information, like your address is associated with that app, and it's been
Hmm.
like some transactions or like we're going through this specific applications, and then it's integrated with this third party, which is like, it makes additional, information disclosure that it's not very necessary. Meanwhile, we just, we can just send it out to you directly to your
Hmm.
email. And just, I mean, we will sure provide web-free login for those who are not looking to expose any kind of information about themselves, because we figure out when non-custodial, like why would we, request the email?
Hmm.
But in any case, you need to understand that you can use like private email, Proton mail, or you can use junk mail if it's not very, convenient to you. But
Hmm.
yeah, we do have some specific functionality, like on the privacy level. For example, we have this snip 20 tokens for secret. And yeah, so some secret community was just like very shocked with us that we require email, but we have some reasons to do so. But definitely, yeah, giving options is something we're looking for. So yeah, so email's been a huge topic. It's been a point of discussion for sure. Yeah.
Oh, is
So
it
I
like
guess, yeah.
is it your account you're using that you have like 500K?
Why you ask?
No, it's just like you sharing it public.
I
I
mean, you cannot see like the specific addresses in any case.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, it's just a test account. So, anyways,
Just a test. She has other one with 500 meals.
yeah. So, anyways, so you have like we have a osmosis here, so full
Hmm.
functionality just packed, and it's been also in redesign, so it will look slightly different. So see all the IBC assets like the swaps is super easy. Well, for some specific networks, we'll also provide optimized routing. So that's something we've been working on even before the main osmosis team was working on it. So to proceed with the optimal way to swap assets. Anyways, so you can switch between addresses easily, and then you can just add some liquidity in liquid pools, track your own pools. Also, there is
Hmm.
a superfluid staking for some of them already integrated. The assets page, just everything in place. Also, the easy liquidity management over
Hmm.
here. So, and this is just for for osmosis. It will be redesigned as Safe Chain is, for example. It's just like newly launched application. So same here. We also provide some guides for newbies to get onboarded to various applications to let them know more about use cases. Also like assets page, swap page, pools, everything is the same. And the address management. Very cool. I love that.
I must say I didn't know you offer that much, and
Yes,
like
I
I'm
know. This
impressed
is the thing. This is
because
the thing. Yeah.
this is so cool because you integrated Sieve chain swap
Yeah.
with better interface than Sieve chain. Because
We
like many people complain about Sieve chain that side. So people can use Sieve chain if they use Citadel and they will avoid all of this maybe weird interface that is there like many people complain about user experience, and that's really cool. And you can also use a small Uniswap, so like I can
yeah,
integrate my MetaMask, right?
yeah, MetaMask, Ledger, whatever works for you, and you can also use
Amazing.
multiple addresses. And see in future, what I was talking about, we can actually connect those. So what Rango does is basically connecting various kinds of ecosystems, but you need to connect each and every wallet and then have the money for commission. And what we're trying to solve is actually to provide it like as seamless as possible, and possibly also integrate. Xcity in those. So say we
Mhm.
have like Xcity pool with some like with some token, and we can actually swap it for commission. So it will be very easy. What should I show? Also, our restake.
Oh, you have auto restake,
Yes.
restake.
See, like
And
this
is
is
it
the problem.
integrating the sorry, is it integrating the restake app by EcoStake, or you have your
No,
own?
no, we have
Your
our own. Yes, we have our own.
can, can you show me that on Cosmos how I
Yeah,
do it?
I'm trying to
Because
load that one.
yeah.
It's been loaded.
Um what's wrong with your like, because everything is quite good. I wonder what's the catch? What's the downside of using your app?
I have no
Like
idea how to, how to catch Cosmos savvy people, because see, like people are
mhm,
always like, wow, you're doing a great job. Oh my God, that's so cool. How
yeah.
do we like, and they never know about us before I come and talk to them, like to talk to their face about this. So this actually is pretty cool because we cover transaction fees on our own. For example, let me show
So
you like a small size.
so the crypto warrior, once again, why we need to sign up? Can you offer like no sign up option? Like but like we were talking about this just now, just with the wallet. It will be soon, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it will be available. Yeah, that's a the requested, highly requested feature. So
Hmm.
see, let me just a bit like show you a bit more about Restake itself. So, for example, you have some, well, like some assets integrated into Citadel. One, you have some addresses, and they are all like depicted there. And there you can go to, you just need to switch the toggle. See, this address is probably ledger one, so you're not allowed to turn on this module for ledger addresses for
Mm-hmm.
now because of the, it's still the 0.46 SDK, Cosmos SDK update is to come. So it's also coming like pretty shortly. So soon we'll be able to provide this opportunity for ledger users. But as for now, we have this, this auto restaking thing, and you can choose the minimal amount to restake, and it will be restaked for each and every validator you're having. So it's not like we are just trying
Wow.
to aggregate. It's not we're trying to aggregate the stake for this. So we're basically restaking for each and every validator, and the best thing is that we cover the transaction fees on our own. So you're basically saving using our restaking.
So I should stop offering auto restake myself because I pay the fees, and I should just
Um,
direct the people who delegate to me. Like, because I wanted to ask you a question. Hey, is this restake option only for people who stake with Citadel? But you say no, it's for. So if
See,
someone stakes with Don Kryptonium,
it's
they can do
enabled.
it, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah, you
with
can do
Don
it.
whoever, and they don't have to go with them, because although I love what EcoStake is doing and they restake app, it's not great user experience. The graphic is very 90s, maybe 2005 at best. But yeah, like I love what you do, and I can tell you I'm not using, because I have like plenty wallets, right, with small
Yeah,
amounts.
I do too. I
and
mean,
I don't use restake, because I tell you what's the problem with the restake. It restake in like every like twice a day or something, even the small amount, and I hate to restake the small amount because I have this like OTC, right? I don't like unequal number. So I in here I can just set up that I want at least half of the atom be restaked, and after a few days when the atom accumulate, it will restake on your app, right?
yeah, so you can choose the minimum amount like as you wish. So, but we'll be
Mm-hmm.
still covering, the fees and everything. So let me just, and when you add specific validity, let's say you redelegated, right? So you need to revoke the all restaking, to revoke to all restaking and just turn it again, so that the rights to restake are provided for all validators. For example, see, I have this test account and I do think I have something. So yeah, so it's not restake right now, but if I update that one,
Yeah, so Nikita was asking the same I just asked. It's not
see,
restake based. Wow, nice. And as you said, it's not restake based. You have your own. Is your own software, or you borrow that?
so it's just like we integrated the module, so it's our own thing actually. Yeah.
Hmm. And so some people say that there is a risk that you allow validator to sign on your behalf. Is there any risk, or not?
I mean, if you provide the, so see, like if you enable restaking, you're providing the validator with the opportunity to sign on your behalf, but it's like
Hmm.
it's only for the staking transaction though.
Hmm.
So it's just like to claim and
Yeah.
restake rewards.
Can you tell me, do you offer Onomic as well, or not?
On Nomic, not for now because we don't
Yeah.
have Nomic integrated. So I've been in touch with this Mapum
Hmm.
guy for some time, but still we haven't integrated that one yet. But once it's live on Citadel, it will be surely live. I mean,
Hmm.
in all
So
restake.
I.
See, recently we've also started working on Injective. We didn't know they enabled this
Mhm.
module. I have multiple addresses. Like without Citadel, I won't be able to, to manage that because we also have, sub portfolios, like,
Mhm.
to manage and everything. And Elias
Right.
says, see, like Cosmos Ledger. How would I know if they're just like some, some gibberish?
Wait. this is the addresses list is just the different chains, or is actual different wallets?
It's actual different wallets. Yeah. Sorry for
You
me.
saving my life. Like, you know how annoying is that when I go through my 20 Kepler wallets every single time? I
Yeah.
mean, so
See,
like
you
this
can
is
create
actually
lists.
lifesaver.
You can create lists. You can name it. I don't know. Don't Kryptonium.
Yeah. Like I'm really you shocked me. It's
And I can choose like anything, like
yeah.
and it
That's
will
amazing.
be, a whole different thing. We also have this. Rewards tracking chart, and this one is under maintenance. So it's basically the
Hmm.
portfolio performance, but with this market conditions. Oh my God, that's for the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, you can track the portfolio, but I mean, it's not our like core
Yeah.
functionality, but we're trying to, to provide the asset management solution as well.
Yeah, that's I'm actually gonna do separate video on your application because it's very cool. Like, so I will make sure I will make video on that, because I didn't expect that. I must say I never looked into your app because I didn't offer that much. But there is one concern. So because we import the seed phrase, right? And people are concerned, is there any security breach, any danger that could be with integrating the wallet with your application?
No, we don't store anything, so it's stored locally on the user's on the user's device. But if you're carry for security, you basically need to to use Ledger, right? So if it's a
Hmm.
it's a whale, he's never gonna use the mobile application. So it's
Hmm.
Ledger, and it's like the device you
Hmm.
can sign your transaction with, and no one can
Hmm.
actually if you're not exposing your seed phrase with Ledger, you're pretty much safe, I
Hmm.
guess. And when you connect your Kepler, it's still the same. So it's still on behalf of Kepler. You sign the transaction with the Kepler pop-up. So, but if you're so worried, you can avoid creation of seed phrase within Settle One or importing anything. But just for your information, we're non-custodial, so we don't store anything.
Hmm.
And we also do some due diligence on this. We also provide some some transparency information, and plus on a side note, we are planning on auditing the additional auditing on the
Hmm.
platform. So this is what I wanted to show you. This is the Cosmos governance. It's my favorite application actually, because the Cosmos has the the cool opportunity for users to vote on various on various chains and various proposals to shape the network. So actually, we integrated currently only 3 networks, but we're planning on expanding this one so we can just vote right away. Yeah. So I don't know what's not loading, but
It's
happens.
okay, don't worry. Like everyone knows that we do it live, which
Yeah,
is
it
nice and
happens.
authentic. But those things happens. I was considering, because I do offer restake, but it fails a lot because I
Yeah,
use one server, and for some validators on the bottom, seriously, like adding another server is like expense, and I
yeah,
think maybe it's better to actually direct people to your application than spending money on a new server. But what I can't really understand is really like why I I love Restake. It's great development because it's one team and you should encourage these people. But why Restake got so popular, but no one knows about your application? Like, seriously, and it would save a lot of time to many people.
I know. And this is, see, like, I think us coming from another ecosystem in the very beginning, because
Mhm.
we were never Cosmos only application, actually, I guess limits us from some, from some
Mhm.
causes opportunities in a sense. And we have very like heterogeneous audience in general, and we try to get exposed to the to the community. We have a lot of like partnerships within the Cosmos ecosystem, but I guess like it comes, so we see the significant growth like of the user base, especially for the Cosmos
Mhm.
chains, but it just like it has time to arrive, I guess. And that's why I'm just trying to do my best to contribute to that awareness.
Hmm.
And I mean, we've been trying to be focused on the product, and I guess that's why we missed some tech savvy Cosmos people in the very beginning, and now no one knows about that. But
Yeah.
when they discover, they're actually pretty much surprised. Especially, we're like a free server. We don't like we
Hmm.
don't charge any additional fees for transaction or whatever.
Hmm.
And another cool thing I'll just mention a bit later. It's just like the validated constitution. It's been on a forum of Cosmos for discussions. It just
I will tell you, just make the wallet integration your priority. Like
yeah
I think then people will start using. So like when could we expect the wallet, like that we can just connect with the wallet without skipping
yeah.
the email?
No, we're working on this, so we'll definitely
Hmm.
cover that one like in closest
Hmm.
period. So yeah, and
Is your
another.
app code, sorry, is your app code open source or not?
Partially, yes. So we
Hmm.
we do open source some parts, especially in terms of the application, and that actually brings us to another part of of Citadel, which is a dev center that is going to be launched in autumn, like this fall,
Hmm.
basically. So we'll be providing SDK for outside developers to actually get involved with with Citadel to get the user experience for their specific projects, so that they can with all the dev tools provided by us, they will be able to focus on solving the business problem actually. And so we'll be onboarding more and more use cases, so teams will be able to work on our UI kit with our like toolkit and everything to get this integrated with all the the address logic on our side, and with some additional guidelines. And we do hope to to expand it, and especially to provide good tools for the developer community, which is also kind of missing.
Hmm.
And the it actually touches upon the this Juno application for smart contract testing I was posting about in my Twitter. So it will be actually, an opportunity for developers to test smart contracts on Juno
Hmm.
right away. Also, with all kinds of calls and everything. I can even maybe share some mockups.
So this is the two, because you said the CW will be visible
Yeah,
on the wallets, the
yeah.
tokens, and I thought that this is the news for Juno community,
No,
but
it's just
no,
like it's been in plans, but this is an app specifically. It won't
but
be
then
public for users. It will be
mhm,
public on a separate domain, I guess, for the
right,
developers specifically.
hmm,
But see, like during the Juno like Juno hack, right? It's a hackathon.
exploit, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
So, for example, they will be able to test Juno contracts right away. But it's
Hmm.
generally like beneficial to the ecosystem, I
Hmm.
guess. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm pretty sure the whole Juno community and developer community would really appreciate that. Can ask you, because you said we will be able to view the CW tokens, which is still quite annoying because the mint scan doesn't really. I love
Yeah, I
what
know.
mint scan is doing, but it's to be honest, even though Etherscan looks kind of wrong, Etherscan is like much better for me. um and I wonder if, because no one in Cosmos, I don't know why, work on the full breakdown of the existing wallet. So if I want to know who are the whales of the certain project, I can go to Etherscan and I can view all the wallet list. Would it be possible that you could do something like this, like the Etherscan, so we can view all the addresses and feed our curiosity with that?
I don't think so, because our focus
Mhm.
is still to be like a platform. I mean, I can see like an application like this being launched, like on the
Mhm.
application section, just for the aggregation of all
Mhm.
addresses per network. But that's not something we are looking forward to
Okay.
integrate directly, because
Mhm.
still we're not like explorer. Despite the fact we have the transaction in place, like all the necessary
Mhm.
things you need to know, we have also some kind of information
Mhm.
stuff, but not like if you need to watch price you can do that. But if you need more detailed information on the transaction itself, you need to to implement
Mhm.
that on explorer level, as well as this ranking list of addresses. So But yeah.
I
Uh,
understand.
the Juno CV20s, like the implementation itself, will be like for SNP20s, for example. I don't have
Mhm,
viewing keys for these ones, but let me show
mhm,
you item as well. So they will be available in the assets itself. So they will be appearing as as assets
mhm,
under Juno address actually. So
mhm,
yeah, that's the sub tokens which are truly willing to provide. And back in today's, I was also talking to someone from Juno, and we also building this Web3 extension actually. So it will be cross-chain, so it will connect the functionality of MetaMask, Kepler, and they will also have this mask functionality. So our application is to be called when you need to call Kepler, for example. It will be like a
mhm,
mask. But and they wanted to have this good experience for CV20 tokens. And I do think we'll be able to provide that as well when we get it to the main web platform. So
mhm.
yeah, just the time and developer resources we need. So it just has been our roadmap anyways.
How many people work for
I'll stop sharing,
Citadel
I
right
guess.
now?
It's been around 50 of us, maybe more. But we have we have a very fair split. So the majority of the team are developers, of
Mhm,
course, because
mhm,
we need to provide all the kind of maintenance, like back end, front end, mobile development, Web3 development for the extension, also the testing. We have a extensive department for testing and everything.
mhm.
But yeah, on a side note, we have like support managers, community managers, marketers, and all of them. Yeah.
May I ask you, because I love to see applications making money, because
Mhm.
making money means economy. So all the cool stuff you just showed me,
Mhm.
how you monetize that?
So first, we have a very, sustainable, in a sense, validated business that is also scalable. And on a side note, we have our token,
Mhm,
basically. So we got fundraised for that. Basically, covers the development for upcoming years, and yeah. So pretty much we are good for now, but we are looking forward to maybe introduce some kind of fees for more complex use cases. So we're not limiting anyone's from just staking or just using osmosis, but in future we'll be able to execute those complex scenarios like
mhm,
you bought some tokens with MoonPay by a credit card, and you just like this scenario is you then swap it on Osmosis to Stargaze, bought an
mhm,
NFT, and that it's like the Stargaze address was created for you, and now this NFT on this Stargaze address, and you can see it. So for more complex use cases, we might add some fees, or in another case, if you're using those pools for swapping XCD to to some kind of to cover the transaction fees, you will be also contributing to the value of XCD. So that's an additional thought we had. But for now, we're pretty much okay with what we have. Yeah.
So, like with that, I guess you will support the NFTs, right? So, like that would be 7 to 1 contracts, like see the
Yes,
coin
yes.
contract,
It's
like
it.
the.
We've been also working with the
s-
we work with OpenSea back in today, so we do have
Oh,
some
amazing! Yeah.
OpenSea implementation still on that version though. But in any case, we do know how to interact with that, especially just the gallery, because what you
Mhm.
need is the gallery mainly, or in the marketplace functionality. Yeah.
So,
So
so I
yeah,
will be able to go and see the NFTs, view my
yeah.
gallery, and view the NFTs for sale. I would love that really. Like,
Yeah, but
if you
see,
would
like
do that, would
Stargate,
be amazing.
yeah. So what you need to understand is that we have those like parent apps. For example, we have like
Mhm,
swaps, Osmosis, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Chain. These are like basically the ones that have the same logic, the same flow, more or less. And that way, for example, our CEO attended a live stream about this was a basically technical meetup
mhm.
where he actually created an application in 1 hour and a half just right away online. Of course, it wasn't so like nice or whatever, but it worked. So it's basically the SDK will enable us to create like cool solutions from the existing
Hmm.
use cases like swaps or whatever. It will be very easy for them, and just mark the things as you want, and you will be able to have any kind of project if you want to integrate that pretty much easy.
Hmm.
And so for NFTs, we don't like we have the experience with OpenSea, and thus this parent NFT app will be able to to just to
Hmm.
scale it to Asset Mental, to Omniflix, to
Hmm.
Stargates, whatever. It will be possible for sure. It just for now it's dependent on our like developer resources and the
Hmm.
time, everything, and yeah. I mean,
I
we've
mean,
been working a lot to make that happen.
personally, I'd love to have OpenSea integrated as well because, like as I said, I'm a public person. I only care about user experience. Yeah, like because I think that brings the mass adoption. Uh, are you okay with time, or you are rushing? Like I didn't ask
No,
you.
I'm good.
You're
I
not in
reserved
rush.
some good
Okay,
pile of time for
perfect,
you, Dawn.
perfect. Because I wasn't sure. Some. So you have your token, right? And you said you monetize that. I would like to touch on that. So is your token equivalent of DAO? This is the DAO token.
Oh yeah, so
Okay.
it's in its sense, like in the general sense, XCD is a governance token. So everybody who stakes XCD can participate in DAO, vote on various proposals that we push. Not that we push much right now, but we've just
Mhm.
released the governance application within Citatel One. So new applications like new networks to integrate are to be discussed on forum and then can go on chain, and we can get that funded. Some community activities. We also soft funded, I guess, the Spanish localization, and just trying to give the community the benefit
Mhm.
of shaping the future of Sorel to this sense. um, and also wanted to comment on the OpenSea integration. I'm not a fan of OpenSea, like by no means, but see, it's the easiest way to test out this parent app, right? So it's the
Mhm.
easiest use case. It's also like widely used, so it's pretty much, comprehensive for newbies, comprehensive for those who just interacted with like general OpenSea,
Mhm.
because we've seen a lot of people got onboarded with crypto just because of the NFT boom with OpenSea. And so we, as you may see, we didn't even push it live because we didn't fully integrate that, didn't fully test that. It's just like not something we're looking forward to do in the closest period.
Mhm.
But yeah, for Stargaze, we definitely need to to discuss that one. In any case, I am looking forward to talking to Jake. I mean, I've been trying to catch this guy. Yeah.
Jake
Anyways,
Hartnell.
yeah.
I'm having him on tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. You're the lucky one, but I'm
Oh, you
just.
know. Like it was hard to get him on.
I
Like
know. Oh, I know for
I
sure.
it's like 6 months of
Oh yeah,
messages
yeah.
and
I
yeah.
stopped. I mean, I stopped. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like at some point you just give up, but like yeah, like 2 days ago he messaged me, okay, I have time. I
okay.
think you just have to
Yeah.
like really start going public at him, and then he will actually do that.
No, I'm
um
just see people been approaching us to in order to get these things integrated.
mhm,
So as for now we are pretty much good. We're not
yeah.
like chasing anyone to like
Mhm,
get us some
mhm.
support.
But like
No.
is your DAO token benefiting holders of this, like sharing profits with them, or
Oh
something like
yeah.
this? That,
So in
mhm,
any case, see, like also the good thing we provide for City holders is that we continuously doing buyback.
mhm,
So we're trying to, to keep that one stabilized as well. But in future, yes, of course. So also community can vote on, additional airdrops or, anything. So DAO actually enables you to do a lot of things. But
mhm,
as for now, I do not think I'm very proud of how it works right now. So we don't see much engagement with that part, but I do believe
mhm,
once the SDK is launched, so developers will be able to request like funding on chain. They will be able to, to
mhm,
request some specific features from us to be integrated, like localization, anything. Yeah, I was
Hmm.
very excited for that one because I'm genuinely excited for governance. We just need to, to get community the feeling that they can actually shape the platform.
Hmm. Hmm. Like you said, integrate Stargaze and Osmosis as
Mhm.
well. Like you just like want to integrate like everything.
Only if
So
that's
you have,
possible.
you have the DAO. I wonder, like there is new application on Juno, which is not
Mhm.
really just
DAO
restricted
DAO.
to Juno. Yes, there is DAO. It's still in its infancy stage, but you
I
can
know.
easily make the DAOs. I wonder if Citadel would like plan to use it. If you maybe played with it, if or it's not really like matching with the um agenda of Citadel DAO. But I wonder, because it seems that Juno community or overall, like there's high participation in that. So I wonder if like going DAO way, like maybe could bring you more engagement from the community, right?
Yeah, so I'm personally like I kept an eye on this for a long time because I've been
Hmm.
also engaged with this validated comments, and the guy and along with Jake are actually presented the constitution of DAO DAO, and I've
Hmm.
been just following the development. So what we can do, I guess, is we can maybe integrate the solution itself, but
Hmm.
as for now, we don't have any specific plans to to use it. But I'm personally, I'm very excited for that as well. So yeah, that's a
Hmm.
huge one.
I think you might be talking about Nick Elshow.
Probably, I'm
Elshow.
very. What you need to
Yeah.
understand, I'm very bad with like names, especially when it's like a lot of names.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Um. So like some question, like I don't even know of this exploit. I don't think you do you see the
yeah.
connection?
So Akala, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm just. I need to be
Hmm.
honest. I'm not a fan of Polkadot in any way. I do
Hmm.
think they are like the think it's a
Hmm.
bit too overhyped in a sense, but they do have some good developers within the ecosystem, especially like I've attended some meetups back in the days, and I was really, excited about this snow bridge coming. So because you know, I
Hmm.
was into interop and bridges before IBC even. So, but no, they do have some good teams, but overall, I'm not a strong believer in Polkadot.
Hmm.
So, and especially
Hmm.
when the like USD, so it's basically a stable coin. I'm not a huge fan of stable coins either. So I never been, and so it wasn't a huge thing, a huge like surprise for me. Even though I
Hmm.
guess the network was like pretty much like reacted pretty much good. So, but we're here for Cosmos anyways.
You are engaged in one more thing, and I think it's a great initiative. I don't know how you got all of these names into this, but you created something called Validator Commons.
Oh, it's not me created this one. I was just like I've got engaged with this. So it's
All right.
basically yeah. So it's basically the initiative taken by some good academics. So I do remember
Mhm.
Joshua. He's from Stanford, I believe, and also some cool leaders
So
like
that would
say.
be maybe Nick again. Elshow, he's from Berkeley. I think
Oh
he's.
yeah, he's also some good academics and also
Mhm.
some researcher from Australia there, as well as Stakewish, Everstake, also the Chain Flow. I'm a fan of Chris, absolutely a fan of Chris because he's been talking about the smaller validators voice since since I don't know a couple of years
Mhm.
ago. And so the general agenda of Validators Commons is to, I guess, to higher the standards for validators in general, not only in terms of governance, because we've seen a lot of
Mhm.
like shit with governance, like especially the marketing proposals by Bostrom, some looting proposals on various chains, and so this combination of like thought leaders as well as like expertise validators is actually enabled to to shape the governance the way it should be. And also they lately created things called peer review. It's still in work in progress, but it's basically, a gentle look in how validators
Hmm.
managing their setup, how they're ready to to cover some specific things, some like not only the technical setup but also how they vote, how they like structured, how they are diversified and everything. So, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
It's
okay.
it's just like a good thing for the ecosystem in general. So basically, I do believe we'll be able to create this kind of standardized way of dealing with the
Hmm.
governance, setting some proposals, as well as just establishing validators, because we've also
Hmm.
seen some validators that are not ready to get the things over to handle over some responsible activities, and thus people started to get slashed. And we've seen some validators that are not very expertise in a sense. So this
Hmm.
system will be able to generally hire the overview of the validators. And the thing I also it's a side thing I've been thinking about is to creation like to create this kind of overview system for general
Hmm.
basically casual users who are just entering the ecosystem, the cosmos. They need to get the education and everything. So it should be, I do believe it should be implemented on explorer level, so that you can get exposed to various kinds of information about these specific leaders like super easily. You need to know the uptime. I mean, you can know uptime and the voting track for now, but you're not going any beyond of that. And if validator has some like profiles, it will be way
Hmm.
easier for newcomers to figure out who they want to stake with. And maybe this peer review system will be also able to to cover this one as well. But I'm not entirely sure, so I'm
Yeah.
very excited to see how it goes. And yeah, so this I'm just very happy to have you on board it as well, because you can work on the awareness side. But yeah, this is a cool, absolutely cool people working on it, and I do believe in this, going into the right direction.
Hmm. I mean, this is amazing initiative because many validators they come from the technical world,
Yeah,
not necessarily political world, not necessarily understanding the law, not essentially understanding what's right in many cases.
oh yeah,
While now they are faced with decision and they have to make decision,
yeah,
and you probably saw many horrible decision based on what this guy at home sitting at the desk with the pinky ears thinks is right and decide on this. And I think bringing like education to like, hey, there should be maybe rules, you should think about this way, you should think about this regarding the law, you should think about this regarding what's moral. And there is like much more questions because we maybe the solution is actually to split the governance and validation, like something, like because the validators have to make these decisions, which I don't think everyone suits to this. And politics is still difficult. I think it's actually like very, very difficult to make the right decision. I had validators, like messaging to me, they were like concerned about the law, and after the conversation with the lawyers they were scared of going to jail. and
no,
and this
yeah,
guy is thoughtful, he engaged with the lawyers and tried to understand, but on the other side there might be 17-year-old who is saying, oh fuck it, I'm just voting this way.
yeah.
But that's not the right approach, right?
And that's why standards are needed. But also, I got a comment on this, sharing the
Mm-hmm.
and even see, like, you need to share some common practices, especially like when you vote, and especially if you just gotten voted. But if you divide the voting, like, let's say it'd be like expertise people who are just in the ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
they understand stuff, and validation itself, it's gonna be like cartel in a sense. So
Hmm.
it's not gonna work that like in a perfect way. So we definitely need to give it additional thought. But it's like, there's no an easy solution to this. Like never an easy
Hmm.
solution. So I do think some practices for governance and maybe limiting some, because we have like exchange validators, right? So they don't even vote. So maybe we'll see some, I don't know, disincentives to skip the voting proposals, and maybe some system adjustments
Hmm.
specifically to, to get the not only the validators but as well as the community to get engaged. Also, giving the right to vote for stakers is not always a good thing, right? So we also have some people like folks sitting on the couch and just doing nothing with that. They normally don't take the advantage of voting, but if they do, like say for some airdrop or whatever, they not necessarily doing this in a thoughtful way.
Hmm.
So maybe this one to be standardized as well. There's a lot of questions. I don't have like so much answers to this, but we do have like this, working group to make this system more, you know, comprehensive and
Hmm.
more, efficient in a sense.
Hmm. That's really cool thoughts, and it's so controversial. Like, because
Yes.
if you would say not, like, because you said that the voting rights is like, sorry if I like, it's not great for every staker. It's not like, it's not the task for every staker. Something like that's what you meant.
No, I mean,
But
see, it's very cool that you have the right, but
because
it's not
I don't want to
necessarily.
misquote you. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to misquote
absolutely.
you. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but in a sense, no one can be sure that the staker is voting like consciously, because
Yes.
basically you don't have any, you don't have any punishment system of,
Mm-hmm.
of the
Mm-hmm.
voters supporting some, some bad proposal,
Mm-hmm.
or in a sense, we don't have any specific incentive if it's not airdrop to vote or really give a
Mm-hmm.
thought like on this and cast the vote accordingly. And in the same manner, there is lack of education that can actually lead to, this kind of thoughts by stakers. I'm not saying we should,
No,
get rid
it's
of, so
it's
no, not
amazing.
nothing like that.
Because really, like, you can incentivize with some airdrop that can affect the outcome of the governance. It invites often the populism to the
Yeah,
voting. There is a lot of danger. So I, I claim that Don Kryptonium is the monarch, and it's partially joke, but I think there is great
Marshall.
points. Partial joke, because I do think there is some great points about the monarchy and its system. It's democracy wins, but monarch has the choice to be the bad monarch and oppressive. But on the other side, that you can choose to be good monarch that really has to try the hardest to do the best decision for the community. And the guy sitting on the couch being incentivized with some airdrop might not necessarily make the best decision for the community. I'm not saying I'm genius like in here, but what I'm saying that in many cases maybe Citadel 1 is able to make the better decision for the good of the community than just the staker. And many people would believe
Fair
this is
enough.
horrible statement, but there is reason why most of the countries do not have direct democracy, because it's
Um,
inefficient, because it's inefficient governance that could lead to some really horrible things. That's my thoughts.
See, but what's different is the staker normally, like the general staker, the average like normie, like whatever,
Hmm.
he has way less like voting power than
Hmm.
any of like validators if you take that one into account. So see, it's still, and I do believe this, even the governance constitution, we are, we created it's like presidential, so we'll be able to, to adjust that to include some more, specific cases. So it's just
Hmm.
like yet to be fully introduced. But I do believe that having this one will also help the staker community to cast their like votes if they want to engage with the governance, which is just brilliant. So if they have this, genuine idea of contributing to the like health of network, shaping the future of network, that's perfect. So, and we just try to give them instruments by integrating the governance application and providing the set of like statements we personally use, so they can maybe take that into consideration and also cast their vote accordingly. So this is how we're not trying to violate anything and to, trick someone in thinking that we are just like, geniuses in governance, but we're just trying
Hmm.
to provide the tool set for, for the best of the community in general, I guess. Yeah.
Amazing. And to think you are 10 years younger than me. And I'm sorry because I don't want to make it sound like, hey, you shouldn't be so wise being 10 years younger. But it's really impressive that you are
Thank you.
mature and able to really have these thoughts and represent the corporation,
Um,
Citadel or
yeah,
DAO, like
I think
big organization. Okay, not
we
corporation, big
outgrown this
organization.
startup, I guess.
Yeah, so like being good representation of the sizable organization within Cosmos ecosystem.
Thank you.
Um, I wonder, like you probably will engage with influencers along the way, especially when we will get bull market.
See, I had like we had a talk with you. Even we had such bad
Hmm.
experience with influencers previously, because there is so like it's so hard to find a quality influencer.
Hmm.
And if you're just like if you were a talking head, I would never go for this interview. But you're doing some like cool stuff.
Hmm.
So if I mean,
Thank you.
we're definitely looking to interact with people doing cool stuff.
Hmm.
So in that sense, yes, I
Yeah,
guess so.
I appreciate that, but like I realize I'm really tiny. I do not matter in the space. Like this is 3,000 subscribers, right? And because what I saw in 2021, and you probably know the names, Journey, Beat Boy, Lark Davies,
Wendy, I
plenty
have
others,
something on
right?
her. Oh
With
yeah,
hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Few of
sense.
them, some of them have actually, like I know for the fact they have no knowledge of crypto. They have screenwrite like writers for that. It's just the content. Some of them do it by themselves without knowing anything. And the influencer job was essentially like shilling ERC20 tokens and benefiting massively from that. What do you think the influencers could do to be entertaining, relevant, and also be able to reach big audience?
They need to make like research. Like I mean, they need to have some knowledge before they go
Hmm.
any public. Because see, even I have my like personal thoughts. Being, I'd say I'm kind of cosmos savvy, but if I'm not entirely sure that I'm providing an information that is legit, that is worth it, that's interesting to read, I wouldn't even there to
Hmm.
post it. And this is what we're just trying to keep as like as a company. So our media team is just providing some relevant information, not trying to to
Hmm.
just shill anything, or I don't know, sharing some scam partnership or whatever. So I think the influencer itself is a very important person, because he onboards a lot of community members to the like various ecosystem,
Hmm.
to various products, and the responsibility is there. So if you have no idea, if you just like no research, maybe like new due diligence, no understanding of the general crypto like market, it's
Hmm.
it's bad, and it will be to a certain extent people will be mad at you later because you directed them to like a very malicious project that
I
actually
can
comes
tell you
along.
no, it's it's not. I saw so many racks shielded by the influencers. It's for
But
given next
like,
week.
we're talking about the good ones, right? So you
Mhm,
think, I mean, maybe we have some, difference in the general meaning for the good influencer. Influencer I would follow would never be showing this.
mhm,
And if you're looking for, more thoughtful audience, you will never do this. And of course, people who are just joining, and if you're looking for just, awesome, awesome audience
mhm.
of 100 or like 200Ks
But
or million, it's okay for you. You can get folks get angry with you,
mhm,
they unfollow, and then you folks come, right? So this is
mhm.
how it works. But if you're looking
Yeah.
to be the quality influencer, to my mind, most of influencers I follow, there's a tech influencers that are people
Mhm,
who are building something like Sunny,
mhm.
I don't know, Zaki maybe. So,
Oh
and
yeah, that's they are builders. They are not influencers,
yes,
right?
yes,
I'm
they
I'm speaking
become.
of the people who are there to
Yeah,
shield 100x opportunity and stuff like this. But yeah,
yeah.
like that's these are builders,
But I mean,
but
these are builders, but they are influencers. You cannot
yeah.
argue with that because I
Yeah.
mean, Sunny being like Sunny sharing a list of project he's bullish on, and
Mhm.
Cosmos,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
dozens of liquids.
people do listen to him, and
Connect, like it's
yeah, that's
basically,
great example.
the connection of, the things. And I think like just a talking head is pointless, and people with the industry maturing in general, like with the crypto field,
Mhm.
like getting to know more about the crypto field in general as well.
Mhm.
So they start to understand that the talking heads are basically, pointless, and they will be definitely directed into
Mhm.
ways to, for more
Mhm.
savvy people, for more, more engagement and more proved facts in a sense. So they would be definitely, listening to someone who knows what he's talking about. So this is,
Mhm.
I'm idealistic in this sense, just simply out of the fact I've never been an influencer, or I'm not a huge fan of, like, being a public person in general.
Mhm.
But it's just like the way I see things and the way I do it. Like when I follow someone, it's for, I know, for some
Mhm.
reason. So
Yeah. Um, do you have tattoo on your neck? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm
No.
not allowed.
Yeah, like I think because how is it called? What you wear?
It's actually like just the thing.
Yeah, so probably I
I don't
think
know.
Nikita
I don't
maybe
know.
thought you're covering
No,
tattoo.
no,
I
no.
agree with that. I don't know if audience is maturing or maybe we are even approaching more of the like TikTok era, where it's like I actually going opposite side.
I don't think so.
Um, because I always thought that being like this talking head always bullish is pretty bad business model, but
It
I've
is.
been
It is.
but so far I've been proven wrong because I was like, how will they survive when there is like bear market? But seems they find a niche somehow.
Because
We'll
they
see.
charge like, I don't know, 10K grand just for, I mean, just for nothing, and
Hmm.
then they're pretty much surviving for this money, and they don't
Hmm.
even need much. I mean, they will be
Yeah.
able to cover any kind of bear markets because they've made enough.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. I know for a fact like they made a lot. Like
oh yeah,
um, what's your favorite movie?
oh, that's a good one. Something, I don't know. We need to talk about Kevin. No, I don't
Oh,
know.
I enjoyed that movie. Like, yeah, I watched that like quite a few years ago.
I
It
guess I
was
was a
quite good.
teenager when I first saw that, and
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty dark, painful for motherhood, I guess.
Have you
Right?
seen
Yeah.
Russian films, like Russian movies? It's all very sad.
Um, few. I watched Stalker. Is it Stalker? Like I watch like the old shit, like really.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do like old shit, yeah, for sure. And
Um,
Italian old shit, very good.
Mm, so Stalker is by like Andrei Tarkovsky, this
Yeah,
like
yeah.
old
This is a
Russian.
good. I mean, this is a good one. But
Yeah.
just like, no, I don't know much though.
Hmm.
But why you ask?
I just like it's cool thing to to ask person what's their favorite movie. Like I enjoy movies, and you can like actually know what they enjoy, and it speaks kind of person. And sometimes maybe I can catch something new, so I have something to watch. That's that's it.
I just like
um,
since I'm 24/7 crypto, I don't have much time to watch
yeah.
movies. It's mostly, when I'm on my days off.
hmm
So
It's the
uh,
same. I don't watch movies anymore. Like when I was a little bit younger, I was watching a lot and I wasn't doing any work. But now, like, I record a lot and stuff like this. I don't have time. I'm addicted to Twitter as well, so it's hard to watch a movie.
I'm
Um,
addicted
but
to
yeah,
Instagram to a certain extent. I just love that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still, I feel like I'm like a 40-year-old woman because, I've never got this TikTok era. No, Twitter,
Mhm.
Instagram like that. So.
I'm still not getting like TikTok, although my friends say like you have to go on TikTok, like you have to, like it's and he preparing like TikTok content, and it's so amazing. It's such stimulation, he's like talking head, but here's the popping signs, thumbs up, like short crypto content, which is like not something I would
Yeah.
do. But it's like, yeah, it's just for attention. It's like but it's not for me. Do you have time for book reading books or?
Yeah, so but it's mostly like either business related or tech
Mhm,
related because I'm trying to gather some expertise like more in tech stuff. So I did some computer science like bachelor's actually, and I wasn't that engaged like in engineering and everything, so I'm not like a developer or
mhm,
whatever. But it's just it just excites me a lot, especially like some technical documentation for some specific networks because I
mhm,
get to know more. Because what I learned from blogs is not necessarily what I learned from code and everything. So it's
mhm.
just like interesting
So
and weird
so
hobby.
fiction, you don't read fiction, or you have any
No,
fiction
no.
you like?
I mean, I used to, and that's a lot of good stuff I've read, but mostly, I do love, some financial stuff, some, business
Mhm,
related stuff,
mhm,
technical. So it's just my focus right now, I guess.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
philosophy, yeah, but
Mhm.
it's yeah,
I,
it's
I I mainly read fiction, but when I watch, I do watch a lot of like macro financial stuff. But it's like my last few years. Yeah, as I said, I bloom late. I'm
Oh,
I'm
yes,
macro.
it just makes
Yeah.
total sense. I don't need to read like macroeconomics because we have Alex. Alex is our chief financial officer, and
Mhm.
he's just all over the place. He knows everything. I don't even need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. And what's your favorite song or songs?
That's a hard one, actually. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
just like you can share something recently.
No, I don't know. No, that's one I'll pass over that.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
DM you, I guess. Maybe I don't
We
know.
we we do not force people on
See,
anything. That wasn't my.
when I started reading Zcash white paper, lost my interest to reading. Yeah, I mean, check the MakerDAO white paper. I mean, I haven't finished it even. It's so long. It's way too much, but it's
All right,
interesting.
like someone was speaking on. I think Matt from Nomic maybe about MakerDAO or not. I don't
The
know,
white
but they were
paper.
like saying
Check
this
it
is
out.
great DAO. They say
It's
it's great DAO.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean they've been the first and they're like one of
hmm
the. I mean they make the concept is itself was
hmm
impactful and you just need to check out the docs because it's worth it and it makes no sense because they have additional so for variables I guess they have something additional to actually no I mean I don't really remember but it was just something
hmm
totally off my limits. I cannot afford to read that.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Then I shouldn't even start. Like bunch of people. You know what's annoying? Like I just make silly videos, and because I make of crypt like them about crypto, people think I understand things. And it was few times like it's actually Nikita as well. He sent me white paper of something. I don't understand shit like reading this, But many people actually said me this time. I just don't know. Like I'm very basic. I'm perfect user, because you want to test on me. Because if I don't understand, you might be sure like that's maybe um not a great product.
I'd love to
What will
test
be?
on you.
Mhm. Sorry?
Just, I'd love to test on you. Just go ahead and use Citadel and
Yeah.
then let us know what you think.
Yeah, as I said, I'm actually gonna do it. I will do it with mail, but seriously, like integrate the wallet. Because many people I know they will respond to me. I will not touch that as long as I have to use email. That's the reality of like crypto people.
Unfortunately.
And it's also convenience, like I would say. But I will test it because it's amazing, the restaking and.
See, but I mean, I'm not a heavy mobile user, but for some people who are just
Mhm,
looking to track their assets and like freely claim the rewards
mhm,
easily, also we'll be also integrating Ledger Nano Act, I guess. So this Bluetooth, so we can connect it to your Settle One wallet on mobile. But in any
mhm,
case, it's convenient, and when you're using only Web3 wallet, it's impossible because you cannot transfer the addresses. You have to still
mhm.
re-import everything, which
Yeah,
is, I mean,
yeah. I guess we will solve this. In how many more years we need to have great user experience in crypto, in Web3? When the Web3 become more convenient than Web2, does it ever happen?
I guess so, because people started to shift the focus on this a
Hmm.
bit, and people see, like, every time when I attend any kind of crypto meetings, so people discussing what's the main issue. So always like UX, yes, of course. So they're just like all about UX, and yes, onboarding and everything. But onboarding comes after UX, and that's why we try to solve that for us.
Hmm.
So, and basically, to a certain extent, I guess it will take us around, I don't know, 10 years for sure to get this, on a mom level, so that just my mom rather need to stake her assets, and she can just, buy with like credit card easily. But I do think we'll be able to get this functionality onboarded on Citadel, and still non-custodial solutions are losing to custodial for some time. But of course, regulation helped
Hmm.
regulation helped the non-custodial solutions. But in any case, I mean, people will be onboarding with non-custodial more and more, and they will need more guidelines. They will need more, UX to help them.
Hmm.
And if they're not ready to give out the like email or whatever, they will still face some troubles getting notification. They will face some troubles, just transitioning between various platforms. So
Hmm.
it's still a thing to arrive, because with this specifics of various networks, saying secret, you need to generate viewing keys. If I try to talk to my mom about viewing keys, she won't talk to me ever again, because it's just like,
Yeah.
something additional you need to know, and you need to be real in crypto so that you can understand like staking. You need to understand how it works, and why I need
Mhm.
like viewing key for private transactions in general, before I can use the mixer on secret network. So that's as simple as that. We can make it easier as possible to our own like capabilities, but the general public, 10 years, something like that.
It's that this is it, like, so I complained today about the Stash app. I heard some good words about Stash app, but every single time I would change the wallet, I had to, like, do some transaction. I forgot what was it.
Viewing key
There
generation,
is,
yes.
yeah, viewing key generation was it like, uh, and it was really annoying. Like, I mean, I don't have problem doing this. It's just so annoying. I don't want to do this, and I don't care privacy. So unless you will get all society really caring privacy and being into crypto, that they want to do this uncomfortable stuff, or we have to get really to very easy experience. And even if you don't mind doing this stuff, this is just waste of time. Like, doing this is just waste of time, and just why would you do that? So it's not against Stash App, but we cannot be this way. Like, unless you are happy with 100,000 users, I don't know, like, but you're
See,
not gonna get population.
Another point, so you probably don't know about this, but we also, we're well known within the secret community
Mm-hmm.
because like last year we actually introduced this functionality as a like simple viewing key. So it's
Mm-hmm.
basically so you generate a viewing key once and then you can use the application. And so once we're getting started with the secret applications integrated into Settle One platform,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be able to provide the access to viewing key like once, and then you'll be able to execute the transaction inside the the specific applications with no need to worry about this one.
Mm-hmm.
So and it will be also available, I guess, on mobile. So
Mm-hmm.
important thing to have like applications on mobile. If you're a heavy mobile user, it will be also easier for you if you're a secret user. So we're trying to make things, human readable as transactions marking,
Mm-hmm.
for example, so you can understand what is like, reward, like what's IBC transaction, and as well as some functionality. So we can pack the network functionality on this layer, and it's like an additional layer of abstraction basically. And then the user can just directly interact with that, not even knowing that that is a secret blockchain usage. So if we pack everything in this easy interface, onboarding will come.
Mm-hmm. Um, so like I was just checking. It was permit. They have something called permits, but I can also create
Yeah,
a
permit.
viewing
No, no,
key.
no. Permit is additional. It's a type of
Okay.
viewing key actually. So, like, you can. The thing is, not every contract that is existent within the secret network ecosystem works with permits, because the first SNP 20s work with viewing keys still, and the permit management is a bit different. Like, is a bit of a difference, and so you
Mm-hmm.
need to to combine the logic, but still, you know. Yeah, it's been a hard one packing that one, and we'll be providing more functionality for secret network users like shortly, because secret has been like, we actually we met them, and we do think that user experience for secret network, and especially using secret network blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
routing users to specific blockchain cases without even telling them about that, so they just
Mm-hmm.
got to secret without with no additional knowledge needed. That's our goal for the coming years, and we'll be definitely working on swap integration, and most likely some NFT app. Yeah.
Um, yeah, like there is also some questions from Nikita, as we are on the subject of privacy. Also, he was asking if you do code.
For
Um,
Citadel, no, I don't do code for Citadel.
mhm,
I wish
yeah,
I.
but overall, you are able to code, right? Like you told
So
me
yeah, I
use a
had some
little bit.
experience because I've done computer science.
Hmm. So I don't want to keep you so long because I know the long conversations might be a little bit exhausting.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I'm totally down to
but
to answer that
but
later.
what do you think about Penumbra? And I'll
I
let you go.
actually bumped into it some time
Hmm.
ago, but I don't think they shared enough information for me to make any kind of decision regarding this project. So I might have a look additional, because I don't like to make some statements with no knowledge, because maybe, I mean, who knows?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, like I only know a little bit from the tweets, but didn't go deep. I'm gonna let you go. It was a
you,
pleasure.
it was
Um,
for sure.
thank you for appearing. I hope it was good conversation. Um, uh,
Um,
um,
Back to formal.
yeah, I'm going to, as I said, I will try to make video about Citadel because it's really cool thing you are building. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me today. It was
Mhm.
a pleasure for
Enjoy.
sure. I love
Thank
talking
you.
about crypto things. My friends
Thank
cannot get
you.
me stuff. Thank you so
And
much.
and people can listen to you now, like what you have to say. I make sure I want to, people who
Thank you,
are in.
Don.
So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Have a good one.
Bye bye. Thank you.